You have got to be joking me. Typically when one receives a new update about a beloved franchise, they react accordingly. But of course if your franchise is modern Star Wars, then you're fucked harder than a hooker with herpes, and you react this way instead. No! 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 I can't do this anymore! Because just like that, your actions are irreversible. Once the film is released, it cannot be unreleased, which is exactly why DC and HBO were smart enough to pull the plug on Batgirl. You see, Disney, they can't think like that. Their strategy and creative elevator just doesn't go all the way to the top floor. Now, if you're familiar with my content, then you know I don't typically make videos like this. However, me being the gigantic yet conflicted Star Wars fan of the originals that I am, I was compelled to share my unfiltered criticism on the matter. So if you will lend me your ear once again and allow me to force my unbridled opinions on you, my fellow consumer, we may continue down the path of clarity in a confusing shitstorm of a franchise that not only lost what made it special, but its own creative charm and individuality. Now, after finding out from the drinker in the most unsettling way possible, I woke up to the disturbing news that Mary Sue Rey Palpatine was returning. And not only that, but she's bringing back the whole gang of strong woman activists with her, because they aren't done making their mark and I guess ruining a beloved franchise even more so. Honestly, I really thought it was over. I thought I could just completely forget about episodes 7 through 9 and they were just going to continue with the crap they're giving us now and just keep driving it further into the ground and making it worse. But at least they piled up so much crap over the last years that we actually kind of forgot about how the Skywalker series ended. There's nothing against Daisy Ridley, because I understand a paycheck is a paycheck to some people, but it kind of just sucks how she has to be the punching bag for this character and all its negative backlash it receives. I really just don't understand how they could possibly want to do this again. The numbers don't lie, the viewers don't lie, the drop in fans don't lie. All these things are clear indications that Star Wars just isn't working anymore. It either needs to go away for a while or it needs a resurgence of something new, something to give it more oomph, something to bring it back to life and reinvigorate the Star Wars we all know and love from the 80s, and I'll even say the early 2000s, episode 1 through 3. They were much better than the bullshit we got 7 through 9. Now, I do want to address the situation with Kathleen Kennedy. I really had thought and hoped that they pulled her off of every single Star Wars project moving forward once they saw how 7 through 9 went, but evidently that's not the case, and Disney may be giving her more shots at this. Her and her entire girl power activist group. This is the result of someone who's been kicked around, bullied, badgered, suppressed, not being able to share her thoughts, not having the ability to be vocal, and having to get coffee for the creators of Star Wars for the past 30 years. And now through her tenurism, she's risen to the top with a vengeance, with intent to twist your arm to think their way or kill a franchise entirely. Her and all of her activist thoughts. She built an Avenger team of her own and she's here to obliterate the franchise into smithereens and erase it into nothingness. For your own self-righteous spite and selfishness, you decide to enforce all of your opinions onto the film in order to convey how you feel and spread your message. Now, I don't think that's the way to do it. Evidently, others agree with me as well, since Star Wars is in the place it's in right now. I'm not exactly sure what the future holds for Star Wars, but I can tell you that Star Wars will never be what it once was, and that is a very sad thing to say, as well as come to terms with. Growing up, I was a very big Star Wars fan, and I, like most of you, have been completely pushed away from the series because of what they've been giving us. I haven't even bothered turning on The Mandalorian Season 3. I just have no urge to watch it. Star Wars is not what it once was. It is completely dead, and it is so sad because of the mammoth that it once was. When you think Star Wars, you think Star Wars. It is just a whole nother ball game, but not anymore. It has been reduced to message spreading, identity, and gender politic insertions at the cost of what the real story truly is. I really have no idea what direction they're going to take this new series with Rey in. If I watch it, it'll be just to rip it a new asshole and review it. I am not interested in seeing which direction they take this. And I know for a fact that it's just going to be worse than it was, if that's even possible, which they will make it possible. It's very strange because while Hollywood seems to be going in one direction as far as progressiveness and they understand what the fans want, yet Disney is going in the opposite direction, doing only what they want to insert. Hollywood is slowly picking up and understanding. It took them 10 fucking years, but they're understanding now. When I think of Disney and anything they put out, I just completely brush it off now. Unfortunately, this is what it's come to. Disney has completely lost my interest due to their lack of creative output and the way they choose to focus on their ideals and portray them, and do meaningless insertions in their films. Star Wars was doomed when Kathleen Kennedy took over in 2015. Star Wars is doomed now. Alright, well the video's over. So, until next time, I guess. Bye for now.